Okay, exactly what breaks a fast? I know we're all really busy, so I'm going to keep this short, simple, and straight to the point. First thing to understand, there's two different types of intermittent fasting. The first is a true fast where you're really only consuming water. Unsweetened tea and coffee can also work with a true fast, and there are a variety of therapeutic reasons why you might want to use a true fast, but especially if you're looking for maximizing gut healing, this would be a good option for you to use. Now, the second is fasting mimicking. Now, this is where you can consume some ingredients during that fasted state as long as it doesn't cause insulin to spike. Because one of the main perks of intermittent fasting is that insulin levels are going to be lower. Insulin is really only secreted in response to food, or at least certain types of food like protein and carbohydrates, and it's also our fat storing hormone. So especially if weight loss is your goal, then this fasting mimicking approach could be a good option for you. That does not spike the storing hormone insulin, so this is something that typically can be had during that fasted state if you're using the fasting mimicking option. Okay, so let's go through that list, which if you are looking for more details on each of these items, I have a ton of blog posts that break all of these down. I'll have that listed down the description below. Okay, water is safe for both types. Lemon water is going to be mostly safe for both types of fasting, just depends on the amount of lemon juice that you're using. I have a full video breakdown on this one right here. Unsweetened tea and coffee is safe for both. Sweetened coffee is not safe for either. Unless you're using stevia or monk fruit, that generally will be safe because for most people it doesn't cause a spike in insulin. Most herbs and spices are going to be generally safe to use with the fasting mimicking, usually at around half a teaspoon or less for most spices. So this includes things like cinnamon and turmeric. Nut milks, as long as they aren't sweetened, so things like almond milk or coconut milk, are generally safe at around a quarter cup for the fasting mimicking. MCT oil, coconut oil, ghee, and butter are all going to be pure fat sources and can be used during that fasting mimicking. Bone broth does contain amino acids, and amino acids can cause insulin to be secreted, so that's something that you want to keep during an eating window. Toothpaste. I know, a little bit of an odd one, but as long as you're not eating a tube of toothpaste, you should be fine with this one. Milk, regardless of the type of milk, does contain lactose, which is the milk sugar, and therefore cannot be had during a fast. Heavy cream and half is going to be safe up to 1 tablespoon. Any more than that, then we start to get into that iffy territory of increased grams of carbohydrates or protein. So to be safe, stick with 1 tablespoon or less of either of these. Sea salt, safe for both options. In fact, this is something that you should be having during a fasting period in order to get electrolytes in. Supplements, most are going to be safe as long as they aren't a gummy supplement where it contains sugar, but just check to see if it has any grams of carbohydrates or protein. If it doesn't, then it likely is safe. Medications, please check with your doctor on this one. Some medications need to be taken with food or without, or at certain times of the day, so just make sure to check with your doctor on that one. Soda contains sugar, so not a good idea. Diet soda technically doesn't contain any sugar, but it's not something I would advise regardless because there are some studies linking it to increase weight gain anyway. Pre-workout, just like with diet sodas, can be a little iffy, especially if the pre-workout contains sugar, so I generally recommend just using coffee or tea as a pre-workout. Apple cider vinegar is also safe, but just to get the best studied benefits from it, I do recommend trying to have this closer to meal times. In fact, if you're wondering the best way to use apple cider vinegar with intermittent fasting, I highly recommend you check out this video next. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love this science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out with new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.